In this session, we're going to take a look at settings. Within the settings, we're going to primarily focus on company settings, subscriptions, users, reports, business intelligence, and some of the integrations with other products. Up on the top right-hand corner is the gear cog that gets you into the kind of the settings of the product. When I first pulled it up, company, not too much in here other than your logo. So in here, this is where if I didn't have a logo, I could say select image, go pick it. And that way, the top of your reports, the top of your, primarily reporting can actually have your logo included in reports automatically by associating a logo with it and so forth. Under subscriptions, primarily shows me how many licenses I'm allowed to have in the product, what my subscription cycle is, that type of thing. So maybe if I know I want to get into more licenses or things of that nature, gives me an idea of what I've got. So users let me know who's, utilizing those different licenses. So you can come in here at the bottom, type in an email address, hit plus. It'll basically send them an email. They can set up a password with the system and so forth and, bring it right back in to, then be a user and so forth. Within each user, you can also control what type of security they've got by clicking on the user, and admins would look one way, users would look a different way. So admins can see all projects, users can only see projects that are either open for all users or they've been invited to share on that project and so forth. I'm going to get this one turned back to an admin so that way it's ready. And that's pretty much what users are. You can also come over here to delete and take a user out, so that way if you don't, maybe you want to switch it for somebody else or something of that nature. That way you can kind of, do your maintenance and keep track of who can get in the product and so forth set up. Projects and subcontractors are in a separate video, so I'm going to skip those two for right now and jump to reports. These top handful, the ones that say Kevin in the bottom are not default ones, but the top ones here are default reports that you would actually have in your environment. These reports are built with Microsoft Power BI Report Builder. So you could actually take any of these default reports. This would allow you to download them. You could then turn around and add a report after you've made changes and saved it and so forth, and say add a report and actually bring that report back up into the environment, so that way you can actually do your own custom report writing for BidMetrics. With that being said, there will be a separate video on showing you how to get a report started and modifying an existing report and some of those basic things. In this video, that's all I'm going to say at this point is really, that you can download any of the existing ones, modify them, save them, and then come back and add the report, or you can hit delete and take them off the menu, or come back and change the name of them if you need a different name and some of those type of things. And let me think, you probably can't change the name here because that's based on the file name. So you could probably have to delete it and actually add the report, not changing any of the names, since these were the actual file names of the reports themselves. Business intelligence. So the main thing here is when we start talking about reports, the report needs to know where our server's at, what the name of our database server is, a connection string to be able to connect to, this cloud environment, so that way I can write reports and do testing and all that type of thing on my local machine. And these are the settings that actually allows it to know how to get up to the cloud environment to get me to the data. And then also down here at the bottom is where we'll talk more detailed, in those other videos about reports, about, where to actually set up a firewall of, where to let me in to have access to the reports and so forth. So that way it's a protected environment. So I do have to tell it, here's an IP address that I'm going to allow to get access to our, cloud environment and so forth. Is kind of the way this works here. As far as integrations go, BidMetrics data itself. So that's going to be all your default. If you've got Procore, Smart Bid, Building, Connect, and so forth, these are other products that you can actually check the box, put in your sign-in credentials and things of that nature. And this actually allows it to, synchronize and share data from some of these other products. So some of it could be like subcontractor list and sharing the attributes on subcontractors, or it might be able to be sharing maybe a project and some of the bidders associated with that project and some of those type of things, depending on the product and so forth. And this is where you kind of get that started also. Thanks for watching.